I am Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, your senior drill instructor. From now on, you will speak only when spoken to. And the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be served. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you.
Sound off like you got a pair. Sir.
I wanted to ask you, if you had the opportunity and you had a contract from WWE and TNA, would you choose either of them? If so, which one and why?
All right. I've been asked this, but I've been asked that question a few times, and I give, if I had a chance to work for both, I'd work for both, but for different and, distinct reasons. And, all right, TNA, I would work like this moment in my career. Reason for it is because I'm young, I can still move around and everything, and it's a good place to get exposure. If I went to WWE, I would do that perhaps later on in my career when I've already been established on the indie scene and the international circuit, because by then, even if, WWE doesn't use me properly, i.e. like Scotty Goldman and, a couple of other names, then all I'd have to do is just go back to the indie circuit. That way, they wouldn't diminish my ability. They wouldn't diminish my name or my reputation. It'd just be like, okay, I worked for the E for a little while, and now I'm back on the indie circuit.
Definitely.
Very good. Okay, I got a question for you. How many states and countries have you worked in the past and present?
How many what?
States and countries. Have you traveled, out of the country, or, have you traveled all over the United States, or just been in New York area?
I've been mostly local. I've been mostly in Jersey and New York mostly. I wrestled my first match out of state, out of the little area between Jersey and New York last year in November. I wrestled in Massachusetts, which was an interesting experience because I'm walking in there, they're calling me and my partner, who is also my mentor, the Bronx, Bronx, Lebanon, and we're walking in there and everybody's like, Red Sox, and it's just like, oh Lord. We came out to Ja Rule's song, New York, and it was just like the moment that song hit, everybody was like, boo! We walked out the curtain, everybody was like, oh, crap, look at the size of these guys.
Crack me up. I love it, man. Yeah. In fact, this kind of brings this one up for me, man. And, one of the main reasons why is, just traveling. You just know how the business is in general.
Yeah.
Man, but honestly, Necro, brother, what's the best rib or road story you could share with us? What do you think?
The best road story?
Yeah, best road story or rib, brother.
Oh, man.
And it could be anonymous. I know you got a bunch, brother. I know.
see, that's just it. I can't. Well, I really don't have that many funny stories. I guess one of the funniest stories I ever did was probably one of the smallest crowds I've ever worked. and I think it was the equivalent of like maybe 8 people in a place that seated about 70.
Correct me, dude.
Wow.
It was BWO, Body Slam Wrestling Organization out in Jersey.
I've heard of it.
It's Richie Rotten's promotion. And what do you call it? I was teamed up with another student of Dark's. His name was, he goes under the name DJ Mario Valentino. And, you know, he was going up against another friend of mine, someone that I actually trained with, Denied. Now, I have a little more wrestling experience than Valentino. But Valentino had been in the promotion a little bit longer, you know. So I was like, all right, whatever, you know, I guess I could play, you know, I guess I could show the promoter, you know, maybe whatever I could do as a manager, they could probably put me in a match, show them that, hey, I can get the fans riled up or whatever. Why was it that out of the 8 fans that were there, only one side of the room was actually active?
Wow.
It was like there was the walkway, 2 on one side of the walkway, 2 on the other side, and then on the other side of the ring there were the other 4. And it was just like the side where the fans were in the walkway, they were lively. I walked out there, I was doing the managing, I was trying to get the crowd up. I was like, wow, this is deader than a cemetery. Yo, what's up with you fans? They started reacting. It was just like, yes. I actually had to go, listen, if you guys pop for this match, Mario Valentino will give you a free copy of his DJ Mix autograph signed.
Wow.
Yeah.
They weren't very organized.
It was like the moment I said that, it was the 4 fans by the entrance were like, yeah, yeah. Of course, I don't know if I ever gave them those copies, but, you know.
Nice. I actually have a question for you. We have have a couple more left in our list of 15. We're at number 13 right now, and I want to ask you, what's your worst injury you've had, and how did it occur?
Yes, I have 3. One of them is a funny story also, so I'm gonna save that one for last. Okay, 2 of them I got in one training session. I busted my knee and my tailbone during one training session. I was training with a friend of mine who was also trying to get into the wrestling business, goes by the name of Dragon Lee. By the name alone, you could tell he does a martial arts gimmick. Well, he's also a martial arts trainer outside of the wrestling thing. So, this guy decides he wants to be all fancy and everything, and this is the same day I hurt my tailbone. I was actually, before that training session, I was practicing, you know, the basic senton, not the swanton, but the basic, you know, throw your legs out, land, you know, back, and also kind of sitting on the ring and everything. And I did it wrong and popped my tailbone, which caused me to which for 8 months after that, my tailbone was affecting me. But I decided, screw it, let me keep on training. So later on that day, me and him are training one-on-one. We're doing a spar. This guy gets me in the corner, decides I'm going to hop off the second rope and try a corkscrew, whatever the hell he was trying to do, lands right on my left knee. Pop! I'm like, oh, what the hell did you do? Oh.
Crack me. Oh, my God.
Wow.
That had to be hurting like none other. Especially on a tailbone, brother. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Nothing tops the time. Nothing tops the time I got my first knockout.
Oh, wow.
in this wrestling business, and I'm going to tell you this, and yeah, I know this is probably the funniest story. I tell it to everybody. I've knocked out one person, and I've only been knocked out once.
Beautiful.
Ironically, the person that knocked me out and the person I knocked